I'm independent. I'm happy that I'm free. I wake up every day and I'm excited and we're having fun because we're able to tackle the stories that we want to tackle without having to think about, I guess, corporate narratives, so to speak. So everything is happening for a reason. I believe God has his hand on us right now. And that in the end, I'm extremely optimistic. I do believe we're going to win. I think we're not even at the beginning. We're sort of at the middle of an awakening.
Why do you hate Jews?
Candace Owens and Jimmy Dore teamed up to expose the corruption, not just in the Daily Wire and with Ben Shapiro, but also just in the conservative space in general. In the conservative media space, there's a lot of corruption that goes on. It's not just Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire, although they are kind of like the top dogs at it. As we, Ben Shapiro has been exposed for, paying for smear articles to be written on his opponents, which are also conservatives and are technically supposed to be on his side of things, just disagree with him on a couple of things. People like Charlie Kirk, Andrew Tate, Candace Owens. And because they disagree with Ben Shapiro on the most important topics in his eyes, he pays for smear articles to be written on them. And, Candace Owens exposed that, and a ton of other people have exposed that. Anyway, let's get into this clip here of Candace Owens and Jimmy Dore tearing apart Ben Shapiro, the Daily Wire, talking about why Candace Owens is actually happy that she's been freed from the shackles of the Daily Wire. All these things, they get exposed on this episode of the Jimmy Dore Show with Candace Owens. Let's check this out.
Years now. Okay. It's been going on for years and they simply will not do it.
I used to think you were a crazy right winger, just like I'm sure a lot of people thought I was a crazy left winger. Do you feel like those terms don't? I feel like those terms don't really mean anything anymore because all the people who claim to be lefties, they've abandoned all their left wing. They're not for my body, my choice anymore because that was proven during COVID. It's not your choice; it's the government's choice. They're not anti-war; they're very pro-Ukraine war. They're very what's the other thing? So. There's freedom of speech. They're not for freedom of speech. They're for censorship. So that's the hallmark of authoritarianism and dictators. And so what do you make of the left wing becoming not anymore? And do you think those terms even mean anything?
I don't think the terms mean anything anymore. I think we are going through a very clarifying moment. And I think we're seeing that on the right, where we're recognizing these neocons are behaving like leftists. Do you believe in speech? Do you not believe in speech? And I think at the end of the day, we shouldn't think in terms, it's almost too myopic to think in terms of left and right and Republican and Democrat. And I think that the elites love that. And going back to that, they love a divide. They love us yelling at each other. And I think the truth is that those of us who are willing to pursue truth, we're in the same party. Those of us who believe in what it means to be an American, we believe in free speech, we believe in debate, we believe in the right to be wrong. I mean, these are things that are essential to fight for. So if that means I'm linking arm with someone who's traditionally a Democrat or a leftist, I don't care. Do you care?
And it's happening a whole lot more often than normal. I talk about this a lot in my videos, how people like Anna Kasparian and Bill Maher are saying things that I can't disagree with. Especially people like Anna Kasparian, like she's been saying things that it's just impossible for me to disagree with because she's using common sense. She's exercising common sense and she's trying to get to the bottom of things. Whereas people like Ben Shapiro, the Daily Wire, Dave Rubin, and the neocons like Candace Owens is talking about, they're not trying to get to the bottom of anything. They have all of their ideas, they have all of their opinions, and they're set in stone. All they try to do is look for more information in order to back up the points and opinions that they already have. Candace Owens is out there looking for new information in order to better her opinions, like either solidify them, or if they're wrong, if the new information that she gets proves her old opinions wrong, she just gets a new opinion, right? She gets a more informed opinion on something, a more informed standpoint on something. Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire, they have the audience that they pander to, and they will never switch up their talking points, no matter what. And that's why people like Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens and people like that threaten the Daily Wire so much. That's also another person who I omitted earlier that Ben Shapiro has been paying for smear articles to be written on is Tucker Carlson, as well as Candace Owens. So that's why they threaten people like Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire so much, because Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire are not willing to update their ideas with new information. When new information is provided, they have all of their ideas already set in stone. And if they change them up, their audience will get mad at them. That's why it's harder to grow a YouTube channel like this, where I just can't bite my tongue. Like if I know something to be true, I can't act like I don't know it. It's really hard, especially like not even when it just comes to like the audience getting mad at me or not liking me for me having certain opinions and calling some stuff out, but also when it comes to like the things that you're not supposed to say. And I think Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson are very similar in that sense, where Candace Owens just couldn't bite her tongue on certain things, and that's why she got fired from the Daily Wire, because they told her, if you don't stop saying this, you're getting fired, and she couldn't do it. Tucker Carlson was told by Fox News, if you don't stop saying this, you're getting fired, and he couldn't do it. It's just not in our blood. It's not in our DNA. That's why I like them so much, because they're not able to just omit the truth in order to continue just making the most amount of money possible. It's honorable. It's respectable. And people like Ben Shapiro, who often act like they don't know the truth. They don't know what's actually going on. And I know that they do. They're smart enough to realize it, but they act like they don't know. And they do that in order to pander to their audience and also to stay safe on the mainstream platforms, but also mainly to just pander to their audience and not ever upset their audience, not ever challenge their audience's beliefs. That's why they do it.
About truth? Do we recognize that this country is in a full decline right now? And do we recognize that we hardly even have national security and national sovereignty, anymore? It's like we've just become a globalist super nation. And I think that is making allies, some strange bedfellows, as one would say, but it's a good thing. It's a good thing that we're breaking outside of these lines.
I mean, when you see people like, I try to tell people that Tucker Carlson did get fired for lying, right? He got in trouble when he started telling the truth about Syria, Ukraine, Big Pharma, COVID. That was the last straw when he told the truth about Big Pharma.
If you enjoy content like this, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video.
And people don't realize this. They think that he got in trouble for lying about something, and now you see people like you and Julian Assange and Tucker Carlson and me. We're on the same page, which is so very bizarre to me.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's great. And I think that what we're seeing is that people are following those people. So the corporate system is dying. People have lost faith, and they see what happens when you get rid of somebody like Tucker and you try to convince us that he's a bad guy. It's just not going to work. Yeah, I'm happy he's independent. I'm happy he's free. This is the best version of Tucker. I'm happy.
And she's about to say something very important, so I'll rewind so you can hear her whole statement. But it's very obvious now. It doesn't matter if you're pro-choice or pro-life. It doesn't matter if you supported BLM in the past, or you supported the jab in the past, or if you're completely anti-jab. It doesn't matter. All those things don't matter anymore. I mean, they matter, but it's not like the deciding factor on whether or not you view someone as good or evil. Now it's very obvious to me who is out there looking to make money and who is out there looking to make the world a better place, who is out there looking for truth and who is out there to just pander to their audience further. It's becoming very, very obvious to everyone, including Jimmy Dore and Candace Owens. You can see they're talking about it right here. It's very obvious, that even though Jimmy Dore and Candace Owens don't agree with each other on a lot of different things, even though Tucker Carlson and Jimmy Dore, Anna Kasparian and Candace Owens, these people don't agree with each other on most things. But you can tell that these people are all out there searching for truth, trying to get to the bottom of things and trying to make the world a better place through having certain conversations and making certain content and stuff like that. And whenever you can tell that someone is genuinely trying to search for the truth, even though they might be wrong on some things, you might disagree with them on a lot of different things, you can appreciate them for searching for the truth. And if you are all searching for the truth, eventually there is going to be a point where you all start to align. And that's what's happening right now with all these names that I'm talking about, with Candace Owens and Jimmy Dore and all these unlikely people who align on certain things, like myself watching people like Anna or like Bill Maher, which Bill Maher he's still a lunatic for sure. But there are certain things that he's calling out that I never thought I would see Bill Maher called out. And it's like, I just can't disagree, certain things that he says. And it's a wild feeling, but it's because these people are actually in search of truth, and whenever you're going to align with some unlikely people.
I'm independent. I'm happy that I'm free. I wake up every day and I'm excited and we're having fun because we're able to tackle the stories that we want to tackle without having to think about, I guess, corporate narratives, so to speak. So everything is happening for a reason. I believe God has his hand on us right now, and that in the end, I'm extremely optimistic. I do believe we're going to win. I think we're not even at the beginning. We're sort of at the middle of an awakening.
Why do you hate Jews, and why?
Well, that's where we're going to cut it off there. This was a really good clip. I can't, we're not going to go into that part. Obviously, that was a joke, okay? That was an obvious joke. Candace Owens loves people of all nationalities and all religions. So that was a complete joke. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you thought about what Candace Owens and Jimmy Dore are saying about the current landscape of the media. Thought it was very interesting that they're kind of thinking the same thing as me, and also the same thing as a lot of you who have been commenting on the videos, talking about how a lot of us are aligning with people who we wouldn't think. You know, it is pretty crazy. And also Candace Owens mentioning that she is glad that Tucker Carlson is free from Fox News, but also that Candace Owens herself is free from the Daily Wire. Interesting that she put it that way. And now she can just talk about whatever she wants instead of a lot of people who would view her firing as a negative. Candace Owens seems to view it as like she's free now. She's not, you know, bound to what the Daily Wire tells her she can and can't say on her platform. Let me know in the comments what you thought about Candace Owens' appearance over on the Jimmy Dore Show.